Hey YouTube, this is Jaden from Team Shadow Strike coming at you again. I've been thinking of ideas to do for videos, and this is one I thought up. And this video is going to be the top 10 clans that I think, the top 10 clans that I believe are the best right now. Sorry about my wording there, but because people have been asking me, what do I think the top 5 decks are? And I'm going to do a video on that too. I just need a little more time to think about it. But people have also told me, what are the best clans? So as of right now, April 4th, 2013, I'm going to tell you what I think the top 10 clans are going to be. Now, obviously, this is going to change because I think Aquaforce, once it comes out, it'll crack the top 5 easy. So, but now, please note that the 10 I'm going to give you right here, they're not in any particular order. This is just as I was sitting here thinking and writing them down. So, I'm going to get into them right now. Number 1, Royal Paladin. I think this is a given. Royal Paladin has been around forever. I think it'll always be one of the top decks, mainly because of Majesty Lord Blaster. I've also seen some Alfred decks that are good. They both just have so many good abilities that can be used, and there's so many different units in the clan that are just so powerful. Like Palamedes is an excellent unit that defines Royal Paladin. Blaster Blade has always been a favorite. Royal Paladin just has access to a lot of units that make it make it a top 10 clan in I'd like to think most people's opinion, because it simply just is. Gold Paladin. Gold Paladin, by far, is also one of the top 10 because Spectral Duke is a very popular deck. I also have written down here, it also can produce really good Ezel and Pelennor decks. And I think Gold Paladin, it's probably one of the most versatile clans because there's so many decks that you can make out of it. Most clans, there's like 2 or 3 different decks that you can build because of the cards. And Gold Paladin is a very popular one because Spectral Duke, when it came out, it was a very high-powered deck and still is. Ezel, which is the Gold Paladin deck I'm currently playing, I think it's more consistent than Spectral Duke, but if Spectral Duke hits 100% of the time during the ride chain, it's going to be very hard to beat. And then Pelennor, I haven't really had a lot of time to play test the deck, but it does seem good. Another one I have wrote down here is Shadow Paladin. The Overlord deck I think is really good, and it's underestimated, and I think any deck right now with the Cross Ride is a top 10 clan, obviously, because you can produce a 13k Vanguard. With that said, Kagero. You have your Dragonic Overlord the Index, which are all over the place. And simply because the end is stupid. Counterblast 2, drop a copy if he hits, and restand him. And you keep the Twin Drive. Also, there is a teammate of mine named Josh, and I'm going to see him this weekend, and I'm going to have him put his deck profile on here. It is a Blazing Flare control deck, and it is good. It is very good. It is underestimated, and people don't think it. On average, he retires 2 units of yours a turn. I think it's very good, but that's just a side note. Oracle Think Tank, I think this has been one of the top clans for a while, and I think it always will be, mainly just because the clan creates hand advantage. You have your Tsukiyomi and your Soulless Coco decks right now, and eventually we're going to get Battle Sisters. So it's just going to the clan's just getting better and better. Tsukiyomi was the main deck for a long time before the Cross Rides came out, and now that the Cross Rides are out and Soulless Coco's out, it's just more stupid. Another clan that I think is a top 10 clan that is underestimated, and a very good friend of mine plays the clan, is Dimension Police. And before you start screaming at me, they don't have the Galactic Zeal yet. They don't have the second set of criticals. They don't have enough things to win tournaments. Hear me out. The Enigma Storm, if you can get him to 15,000 by himself, he gets +1 critical. And the deck plays it. Most players, I believe, should be playing at least 6 stand triggers or more. That's not that bad, because it is not that hard in a Dimension deck to reach that number. And when your monster swings with double critical before the twin drive, your opponent is going to more than likely, in late game, having to block it or take it. Because if you swing with the 15 and you use Glory Maker behind it, and that gives it an additional 10,000, so he's swinging for 25, and they have a 10,000k Vanguard, they're going to have to drop, if you're swinging for 25, they're going to have to drop 3 10Ks just to perfectly block it. So, for that reason alone, just because it's going to eat up your opponent's hand, plus they have stand triggers to restand their units so they get more attacks off of you, in my opinion, it makes the deck top 10. Another clan, which is, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is number 7. Again, these clans are in no particular order. Narukami. Narukami is the brother of Kagero. Some people say it's not. I don't know why they say that, but it is. Because the Narukami clan is stupid because of the Cross Ride that'll be coming out in set 9, which for America I think is not until June, I believe. And also, Dragonic Kaiser Vermilion right now is the boss of Narukami's decks, at least here in America. It makes him stupid. He minuses your opponent so hard, and they have other units that just make the deck dumb. I realize a lot of people may not agree with that right now, but in my opinion, the way I've seen Narukami play, I really think it's a top 10 clan. You can agree with me or not. That's your prerogative. Dark Irregulars. I think Dark Irregulars are easily a top 10 clan as well, because mainly their ability to abuse the soul. The two main versions of the deck that I've seen are the Reiji build and then decks that just abuse Amon. Reiji being the one where if there's 15 units in the soul, he gains +2 critical, so he's always swinging for 3 damage. With his ability being able to add up to 3 cards to the soul makes him stupid. And then Amon being the one where whenever he attacks, he gains 1,000 for every unit in the soul. That speaks for itself. If you have 10 cards in the soul, that's plus 10,000 power to the Vanguard plus your boost. So I really don't know what else to say there. I think the Dark Irregulars by them is a very, very overpowered deck. Pale Moon. Pale Moon is a clan I've played. The main decks that I can think of are the Sarah builds and the Lockweir builds. I think Pale Moon is definitely a top 10 clan because, like Dark Irregular, it abuses the soul. And any clan that abuses the soul, pretty much they have a way to soul charge every turn. And I really think Pale Moon is a very expert-oriented deck because you have to know how to use the units, when to soul charge, what to soul charge, when to pull it out of the soul, when to limit break. But I do think it's worthy of a top 10 clan spot. And then for the final top 10 clan spot, Nova Grapplers. Now, my friend Aaron at Alien, if he ever watches this, he's probably going to throw every piece of furniture in his living room when he hears this, because Nova Grapplers never worked out for him. But anyway, Nova Grapplers, the two main decks that are for Nova Grapplers right now that I think are viable Nova Grappler decks are the Perfect Razor build, which the Perfect Razor series was just released in the comic style pack that was released March 30th. And then you have your Blaukruger deck, which Blaukruger was released in set 4. both of these are really good decks that can work for, But like I've always said in Vanguard, even, no matter if you play any of these clans, it takes a certain player to play every deck. You have to study and know how to use it. But I do think Nova Grapplers is definitely in the top 10. That's just my opinion. But anywho, well, guys, this has been the top 10 clans. I've tried to give you a little. I didn't want to make the video 5.5 hours long, or as long as a Star Wars or Lord of the Rings movie. But I wanted to make sure I kind of gave you a reason why I wrote down each and every clan. I'm gonna come up with a top 5 deck video, but I'm gonna, like I said, I want a little more time to think on that, and then I'm also gonna come up with the top 10 cheapest decks to build, because I do know, there are people out there who say, well, I want to play the game, but I don't want to spend a lot of money on a deck. I understand that. I've been there until I started having regular income where I could spend a little bit more on cards, so I'm gonna help those players out by doing that. And if you didn't see a clan on here that I just forgot, or you feel that should be in the top 10, put a comment down there and give me a reason why. And who knows, I might agree with you. But again, if you do leave a comment, please don't, because sometimes when I read through comments on some YouTube videos, people are just flat out rude, and I really don't have the time for that. I'd rather waste my time some other way. But I gave you my top 10 clans. I'm going to go through them one more time really quick. Royal Paladin, Gold Paladin, Shadow Paladin, Kagero, Oracle Think Tank, Dimension Police, Narukami, Dark Irregular, Pale Moon, and Nova Grappler. Now, I think that was 10 at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, that was 10. Okay, so anyway, those are my top 10 clans. Again, they're not in any order. They're just in the order in which I could write them down. Let me know what you think about the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope if you were wondering what are the top 10 clans of Vanguard, I hope that this kind of put a little bit of insight to you, because there's no way I can be 100% wrong here. But anyway, let me know what you think, and rate, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching.